Hi, I'm all bundled up because it's getting cold here in Wellington. What are we now? Nearly June? Is it June today? I don't know. I think it's June today. 1st of June, is it? I don't know. Maybe that's tomorrow. Anyway, it'll be tomorrow wherever you live. So, why am I even asking? Okay, so it's June. And yeah, it's definitely, you can feel it in the air. It's getting cold here. I hope it's lovely and warm wherever you are, because I'm freezing my tail off, to be quite honest. Chicago. Yes, it's all over. It's really sad. I miss all my friends that I made there already. It's only been 4 days, but yeah, it's that day to day, that not going to the theatre. You know, like the other night I woke up and I was just thought, the other day I woke up and I thought to myself, oh, I get to go to Chicago now, and oh, it's nearly time to go to the theatre and whatever, and then I was like, oh yeah, that's right, it's not on anymore. So it's really an adjustment period, because it was such a fantastic experience, and I met so many amazing people. And but the good news is that last night I actually went to rehearsal for a new show that I'm doing in conjunction with the theatre, and some of the people that were in Chicago are involved in that, so it's going to be great. I'm still keeping in touch, and that's the most important thing, is that I'm keeping in touch with those people with whom I made friends. So yeah, it's nice. I wanted to make this video today because I've actually been meaning to make it for the last sort of week or so, to address the very, very sad and tragic passing of Robin Gibb. I'm sure, as you all know, he was a member of the band the Bee Gees, the brothers Gibb, which consisted of Barry, Maurice and Robin. The Bee Gees were one of my favourite bands from the time I was born. I was sort of brought up with them. My mum would play the greatest hits, their concert DVD all the time, and I used to just dance and sing to it, and I adored it. And I also adored Andy Gibb, who died quite a while before, when they just sort of started out. And so they were always a real big part of my growing up, a part of my childhood, and I considered Andy's song, what became Andy's song, what the Bee Gees used to sing for him, Don't Throw It All Away, became what I called my favourite song, and I still call it my favourite song. It's funny, there might be songs that I like better now, but I will always hold it in my heart as my favourite song, because it is extraordinarily beautiful, and I love singing it. And I think it's the tone of Andy's voice, and indeed Barry's voice when he started singing it too, that really gets me and moves me with it. But speaking of Robin, I always considered him to have the best quality of voice in the Bee Gees. His tone, the way he sang songs like I Started a Joke and Alan Vannon and things like that, and just really always stirred something within me. I just really thought it was always very beautiful and quite extraordinary, really. So so to hear that he'd passed was very saddening. And my mother and I, of course I've already said my mother was a big fan of them as well. When we found out he'd gone into a coma a couple of weeks before his death, we were really just praying and hoping that he would pull out of it, and then he did, and we were really happy. And we found out he was talking again, and he was sharing a joke with his brother, and it was nice, and we were really hopeful, and wow, maybe things can start improving from here, but obviously it wasn't to be that way, and it was really saddening because he was, first and foremost, he was a great singer, but he was just a wonderful person, very humble. Whenever they were at the concerts, he'd always shy away and let his brothers sort of be in the forefront more, I felt, and yeah, and he was always just content to have his little spot, and he knew what he was good at, and he thrived on that, and he just really gave it his all every time he performed, and so I really respected him as a person, and obviously as a singer he was just a marvel and a real inspiration to me. And also the songs that they wrote collectively, the brothers Gibb, were incredible. I really look up to them as songwriters for what I do. I love their disco stuff. I mean, I love all their upbeat stuff, but they really wrote some beautiful sentimental ballads as well, that maybe aren't as famous. As I mentioned, Don't Throw It All Away was one that obviously Andy sang. So yeah, and of course they were in the limelight from a very young age, and I know that they got into quite a bit of trouble in their youth. They've talked about that publicly, and but obviously they rose up from it and managed to get away from it because they turned into really wonderful people, and in the end I don't think they were clouded by their celebrity. I think they were so famous, but they were still all very humble and just really down to earth, and yeah, just wonderful guys. So it's very saddening that, of course, Maurice passed away. I think I found out that was 9 years ago. I could not believe that. I was like, what? I was reading something and it said he died in 2003, and I was like, are you serious? Because I remember hearing about that so clearly, and I do not remember things at all. I have a terrible memory. I like to document a lot of stuff because I just don't remember things, and so the fact that I remembered that so vividly really proved to me that I really have been impacted by this group, by these men, because yeah, I remember being very sad when that happened, and now to lose Robin, and yeah, it's really sad, and my thoughts are with Barry and all of their family, and yeah, it's just been really sad, but of course his memory lives on through his music, and I'm sure that there are going to be a lot of covers done, and probably, hopefully, their songs will be revered in the charts, maybe even, and their records will be bought, and it would be wonderful to see the Bee Gees resurrected a little bit. So as I mentioned, my favourite song of theirs was Don't Throw It All Away, and I have a little clip, a little sound clip of me singing that when I was 9 years old with a friend. So it's just a little bit cutesy, and it's just a cappella, no music, no shame, just 9 years old, just singing along to what was my favourite song. So I hope you enjoy that. I'm going to put that at the end of the video, and yeah, so thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoy the little song I've got there, and yeah, rest in peace, Robin Gibb. Thank you.
Throw it all away, I love, don't throw it all away, I love. Don't throw it all away, I love, don't throw it all away, I love. I made the dream, you made it ours to hold, but dreams are made for those who really try. This losing you is real, but I still feel you here inside. Don't throw it all away, our love, don't throw it all away, our love. Don't throw it all away, our love, don't throw it all away, our love. Yeah. This is for Andy Gibbs.